Ki burnout or ki sickness is a mechanic that used to be in the Budokai Tenkaichi games where if you went full power mode with, let's say, DBZ Broly or someone like that, you could spam your unblockable ultimate attack, but because of ki sickness, you wouldn't be able to because charging your ki would be much slower. However, in Sparking Zero, for pretty much no reason whatsoever, this mechanic is gone, meaning that you can charge up to full power mode, spam an ultimate attack, charge up again, use another ultimate attack, and this is basically what the game has turned into. So I'm going to explain what ki sickness is fully, how it should be in Sparking Zero, why it should be in Sparking Zero, and why seemingly none of the Blast 1 skills in this game have any debuffs whatsoever. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steedoj here, and I'm just gonna talk about ki sickness real quick. If you already know about the ki sickness mechanic, that's fine, but I still think you'd want to listen to this because I still address how Sparking Zero doesn't actually have any debuffs for any of the skills. Like False Courage doesn't lower your damage anymore, After Mid-Strike doesn't have any penalties, Instant Sparking Modes just doesn't give you ki sickness or ki burnout. So yeah, I'm just, that's kind of bothering me, and a lot of people are talking about it, so I'm talking about it too. Now again, ki sickness is the mechanic that was obviously made to balance out just spamming max power mode in BT3. Sparking Zero doesn't have it, super unfortunate, and Sparking Zero should obviously have it because they already have acknowledged there's a spammer problem. They've already made instant sparking skills cost 4 skill counts rather than 3. This update hasn't gone live as of now, but it's gonna go live sometime in December. They've already said that they're gonna make it, and it's gonna come with a bunch of other nerfs and stuff too, so maybe they'll add ki sickness afterwards, but who knows, because honestly, making sparking skills only cost 4 skill counter isn't going to be the actual solution to the problem we have of characters like Broly and Kefla being super annoying, just because they get instant spark whenever and just make the fight just way more annoying to deal with in general. But ki sickness would be a fitting punishment for people who are relying on sparking mode to do all the work for them. As you guys know, when you get hit by an ultimate attack in the Tenkaichi games, including Sparking Zero, you lock off of your enemies. When Sparking Zero, the lock off is very egregious. What usually happens is that people hit you with an ultimate attack and then they start charging their ki up immediately for another ultimate attack, or to at least have enough ki to fight back. But if they had ki sickness, while you are locked off, the fight would become more even. I don't know the best way to describe it, but it's like in an anime when someone uses an ultimate attack on a character and it doesn't finish them off. The other character is at least now suffering from the fact that they used up a bunch of energy and it wasn't the finishing blow. This does allow for the person who got hit by the ultimate attack to fight back fairly, and I think that would be very balanced and very cool for Sparking Zero as well. I don't want to get hit by something like DBZ Broly's ultimate or Kefla's ultimate, and then the enemy can just charge up 3 bars of ki right away before my character even starts locking back onto them. I think it'd be much more balanced that they used up all of that time and all of that skill counter to build up a ton of energy. They fire off their move, it lands or it doesn't land, either way, they end up in ki burnout, and then finally the other character's turn to fight back. Because pretty messed up how someone can hit you with an ultimate attack, you take tons of damage, you lock off, and then they can just charge up more ki to either do it again or to have enough ki to like fight back in a Z-Vanish clash. It's just not fair. So ki sickness it should be in a game. I'm gonna call this ki burnout because I always called it burnout when I was playing Tenkaichi 3, so I'm just gonna call it burnout from now on. Burning out your ki would also actually probably just stop ki blast spamming in general. People usually like to ki blast spam you with characters like Goku Black and, you know, Trunks. Any character has an unblockable ki blast basically. Imagine just eating an ultimate attack and then straight up having to wake up to people spamming you with ki blast and unblockable ki blast. It would also actually finally encourage people to swap out their OP characters. It would make single battles way easier to like, and way more balanced too, because, you know, the mechanic of swapping out your character to recover your burnt out ki, or the mechanic of de-transforming would actually be quite hefty as a price to pay. A good example is that when you were in ki burnout in Tenkaichi 3, you could swap out your character so that way if they came back, they would obviously lose the ki burnout because they had time to rest off screen, or you would de-transform into a lower form. For example, let's say I'm Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I use power up to the very limit, Dragon Fist, I'm now in Burnout or ki sickness, right? If I went back to base form, I would lose the stat debuff because obviously that's your character physically resting. You know, they're in a lower form, they're letting their energy rebuild. It does mean you would have to transform back into your, you know, Super Saiyan 3 state or whichever transformation you feel comfortable fighting in. That would be a good thing. Imagine Kefla's having to go back to base form and actually suffer some form of weakness for the fact that they just got a really strong move. Now, Broly wouldn't obviously have the same luxury because he cannot de-transform, but you're obviously supposed to either swap out or try to do the third option to get your ki burnout back, is to just go back into a sparking mode. Now, the easiest way to probably fix ki burnout in a single battle, since you won't be able to swap out or if you don't actually want to go to a lower form, would be to charge up back to sparking mode. If you go past 5 bars of ki in Tenkaichi 3, it would fix ki burnout, meaning you don't have to actually reach your max power, you just need to charge up past 5 bars of ki. You could literally just charge up until you see the ki bar change to slightly purple, then stop, or slightly blue, then stop, whatever the sparking mode color is. You would only have to charge up until you see a bit of your, you know, your sparking mode, and then ki burnout would be gone, that's it. So that would actually be rewarding as well, finding the times in a match where you could actually charge up your ki to be high enough. conserving ki in a way so that way you can actually get your ki back. And yeah, people could still just use full power mode again to go back into sparking mode, right? They could just use another instant sparking skill. But at least they would have to actually wait for the opportunity to do it. They can't just randomly go, hey, since I have a long enough time to do this, I'm just going to charge up to full power and just hit you with another one. And then I can instant spark since I saved my instant spark. By only using a regular spark, you know. If someone has 4 bars of skill counter and they find an opportunity to charge up to full power normally by using 1 bar, and then they hit me with an ultimate or they miss their ultimate or whatever, and then they use instant spark, that's basically still the same thing as having 2 sparking modes back to back, and that is really hard to fight. But obviously ki burnout would obviously give you the reason that why you should use instant spark less is because you would be suffering a much slower ki recovery. Again, this is mostly for 1v1s. This would be super balanced in 1v1s. In team fights, maybe not, because someone could just hit you with an instant spark ultimate attack, then swap to Yajirobe, then swap back to their main character, and they would just be out of burnout, which is, you know, kind of nasty. It's still the reason why I think that skill counters should probably recharge slower for characters of instant spark, or maybe they should just recharge slower in general. I don't know. I'm just tired of fighting instant spark or wild sense on Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or ultra movement. You know, I would like the game to be more gameplay rather than just how many times can I spam a skill and spam an ultimate attack. But that's just me personally. Actually, in general, with a lot of skills in Sparking Zero, they actually don't have downsides, because now that I'm thinking about it, even if I wanted to raise the skill counter of like instant sparking modes to like 5 skill counter, it's like, okay, that's like cool, but the method probably would just change to like back to afterimage characters again. And that's when I'm realizing that a lot of skills in Sparking Zero don't actually have debuffs. Like, I can think of a few. Howl for giant characters usually like gives them a defense decrease, but then Dr. Wheelo's a giant character that has full power, so he doesn't get a defense decrease, he just gets to be like the best giant in the game instead, and that's like kind of weird. False Courage also used to make characters do less damage, but in Sparking Zero it's 1 skill counter and it has no downside, so there's no reason to not use it the entire match. It's actually insane. It's gonna get changed to 2 skill counter, thank God, right? Because 1 skill counter for an objective upgrade is just, it's just a bit much since it doesn't lower your attack anymore. That's just kind of weird. I don't know. Another one, actually, which is much less of an issue when I think about it, is probably stuff like Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken, or just Kaioken in general, right? But Kaioken before, it used to be like really cool. Your character would stay in Kaioken until they ran out of ki. And that would be the weakness, right? You would get a massive buff, but only last for as long as you have ki. In Sparking Zero, only lasts 15 seconds. And I guess you could say that's technically better than if it lasted the whole time when you're running out of ki, because the meta of the game is if you have more ki, then you just win no matter what, because it means you can Z-Vanish counter more, and it means you can use more ki blasts in a combo, or just more unblockable ki blast loops, or it means you can just use supers and ultimates more often, right? So you could say technically Kaioken is better now than it was before. But I would just like seeing, I don't know, Super Saiyan Blue Goku in Kaioken trying to outlast or trying to use as much damage as he can and saving his ki for just the right moment to unleash it as a super attack before suffering the burnout effects of having Kaioken run out. I think that would be really cool, you know? There's just no downsides to any of the skills in Sparking Zero. Like, even, I'm pretty sure even After Image Strike had like some sort of downside in the BT3. Although After Image Strike, I didn't use it in BT3, so I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure even After Image Strike had some sort of downside. But now in Sparking Zero, like, so many characters have it, and it's got like no downside. You just use it whenever, and it lasts so long you can just get another free skill counter to use it again, which is just really annoying. It's kind of just weird how they didn't really think of, like, they thought about a lot of things when it came to the balancing of this game. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard finding characters who are just straight up better than another character unless if their skills are that good. But skills are like, they do make or break characters. You have people picking Raccoon more than they pick UI Goku. Jiren has the ability to heal in base form, and he has one of the best movesets in the game, but he never gets used because he just doesn't have, like, healing isn't a broken enough skill, unless if it's on Metal Cooler, who has instant transmission, which is amazing, and then he can heal, you know? Skills really make or break characters in this game. If they don't have instant transmission to just break lock on and do whatever they want, or if they don't have, like, unblockable ki blasts as part of their moveset, like Tapion, Trunks, Janemba, Goku Black, anyone with a sword, anyone with like a weird paralysis kind of ki blast, like Cooler even, can like be useful. Guldo can still be useful. Chaozu. It's weird, man. And this all ties back to ki burnout, because again, if these skills just had downsides to begin with, I wouldn't be making this video and no one would be talking about this issue. But that's just me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the whole thing when it comes to ki burnout, ki sickness, when it comes to how good skills are in general. Keep in mind, again, skills are so good in this game. You got people picking characters that they would never pick in any Dragon Ball game, like Videl. Like, come on. How many Videl fans were there before Sparking Zero? None. And maybe some players in Dragon Ball Fighters, but that's it, right? So, Yeah, it's the skills really do make or break characters. You really don't see some characters you expect to see over time, like Hit. Here's a character you don't even see, like, ever. I never see Hit ever. You always see Videl. Always see GT Goku in his base form. GT Goku's won't even turn Super Saiyan 4. His most popular form, the one they all love because of how good after him strike is. And then Broly and Kefla. Kefla is like unavoidable, especially with Ki Blast Spam into ultimate. And the same with Broly. Ki Blast Spam into is unblockable ultimate. They're just real problems. So I think that's a great place to end the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe as it greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. Love you all. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Take care and peace, fellas.